We are going to begin this hour with the latest on the extreme weather in the South. You've heard about this. This includes Kentucky, where flash flooding left at least 9 people dead there. At least 16,000 people are still without power at this hour. President Trump has approved a disaster declaration for the state. We're joined now by Kentucky's Governor Andy Beshear. Governor Beshear, thank you so much. I know it's been a rough 48 hours for your state and your people and you yourself. What can you tell us about the latest rescue and recovery efforts, what's happening right now?
Well, thank you for having me. It is a tough morning in Kentucky and for many of our surrounding states. We are still in the search and rescue mode. Thus far, we can confirm we've lost 9 Kentuckians, but I believe we've lost at least 2 more. So that's 11 Kentucky families that are hurting this morning, along with hundreds of people who aren't in their homes. We have about 130 in just one of our state parks. We still have some rescue operations that will need to occur today, potentially evacuating an apartment complex. So while the flash flooding is done, the rivers haven't all crested. Some flooding is going to continue, especially in parts of eastern Kentucky. And then Tuesday night into Wednesday, we're going to get hit by another snowstorm. But we're tough, and we're out there working hard. We're grateful for other states that have sent their search and rescue teams, grateful for FEMA's help. So we're working as hard as we can to save as many lives as we can, and then to get people to a safe, dry place as we get the next steps for their recovery in front of them.
Yeah, the pictures tell a very terrifying story in your state. We saw the flash flooding, we saw the high winds. Your big concern, top priority right now is what?
Is making sure that we've accounted for everyone. That means some people who can't get out of their neighborhoods, we need to make sure we get them to safety. It means any additional nursing homes. We've already evacuated 2 where people need to be safe. Making sure people are going to have a dry place to stay for the next couple of days as they dig out. And then it'll be turning to the rebuilding effort. But we are still in an emergency situation here in Kentucky. Definitely concerned about our power outages because it's going to get really, really cold. So in many ways, this is one of the biggest flooding events we've had in some areas just since 2022, because we've been hit hard. In other areas, one of the biggest floods ever, and it's basically happening in the middle of multiple snowstorms. So we always think we've seen it all, and then we get hit by something else. But thank you to everybody out there who's pouring in resources, who's giving to the Team Kentucky Storm Relief Fund, or who's sending teams to ultimately help our people. We're grateful for the nation's help.
Yeah. Hey, Governor, it's Tony. We're so sorry to hear about the loss in your state this morning, and happy to hear about the rescues. We hope they continue. We know your crews, your first responders are out there working right now as we speak. We hope they're safe, and we hope they get where they need to be. You mentioned FEMA earlier and the disaster declaration. It sounds like you have the resources you need right now. I am curious, big picture, with President Trump proposing eliminating FEMA, if you think your state will have the resources it needs, not only for this storm, but going forward if there is no FEMA.
Yeah, I've been outspoken on the need for FEMA. We've been through the worst tornadoes in our lifetime in 2021 that killed 81 Kentuckians. We've been through the worst flooding of our lifetime, worse than what you're seeing right now in 2022. We have suffered loss, and we have suffered damage at a scale that I'm not sure a single generation of Kentuckians have ever seen. And FEMA's been there. Does FEMA need to be fixed in many ways? Yes. But their emergency response, how they surge resources in the search and rescue phase is critically important. Where we need to see change is on the individual assistance side, especially how FEMA communicates with individuals who need help. But that can and should be fixed. But let me give credit to the Trump administration. We have seen FEMA operating just like they did in the previous storms and tornadoes we faced. We are getting full cooperation right now, and our declaration got turned around by the president in near record time.
So before you go, Governor, what would help you most at this time? People are listening to you.
Well, we need help. We need help, especially for our people that will have lost just about everything. And while we believe we'll get help from FEMA, there are some significant limits there. So we've set up a fund, the Team Kentucky Storm Relief Fund, where if people want to help and chip in, every bit of this will go to survivors. We'll handle all the overhead costs. We've done it now several times But the other thing is pray for our people. Call the people you know in Kentucky. Hug on your families at home. Life's short. Our job is to do good things and to be kind to each other. And every time we faced one of these, we've come together as a people, but the rest of the United States has turned out to help us. And so again, thank you to everybody who's chipping in and helping us in yet another time of need.
Governor, putting it all in perspective for us and showing us the best of the U.S. Thank you very much for spending some time with us this morning. We wish those first responders the absolute best in your state as well.
Thank you all.